Family, welcome back to the Royal Sussex Squad, where we speak the truth, where we cut through the noise, and where we refuse to let the tabloids rewrite history. Today, family, we need to talk about this latest nonsense that the British media and their palace insiders are trying to feed the public. The headline making the rounds is that the so-called royal family is prepared to step in for Prince Harry at the Invictus Games. Let that sink in for a second. The same people who ignored Invictus, who downplayed its success, who ridiculed Harry's vision, now think they can swoop in and take over. That is not only laughable, it is insulting. Let's start with some truth. The Invictus Games is not just a charity. It is not just a sporting event. It is Prince Harry's legacy. It is his brainchild, born from his lived experience as a soldier who served on the front lines in Afghanistan. It came from his heart, from his compassion, from the trauma he carried after seeing comrades wounded and lives changed forever. In 2014, when the first Invictus Games took place in London, people didn't know what to expect. But Harry knew. He knew the power of sport, of competition, of community, and of healing. And here we are 10 years later, and Invictus is a global phenomenon, touching lives in countries across the world. So when these palace mouthpieces whisper to the tabloids that if Harry doesn't show up, they'll find a replacement royal patron, we need to laugh. Replace Prince Harry at Invictus? Replace the founder, the man veterans call their brother, the one who built this from nothing? No crown, no ribbon cutting, no military cosplay can ever replace lived experience and authentic service. They can dress up in uniforms and shine their medals, but veterans know who stood with them and who didn't. Harry stood with them. Harry served with them. Harry listened when no one else did. And notice how the press tries to twist the story. They call him divisive. Divisive to whom? He's not divisive to the crowds in Canada who cheered him and Meghan this year. He's not divisive to the veterans from Nigeria, Ukraine, Australia, or the US who see him as a role model. He's not divisive to the wounded warriors who get a second chance at life because of Invictus. The only people calling him divisive are the bitter tabloids and the palace insiders who are angry that Harry has succeeded outside their control. Now let's talk about the real issue: security. Harry has made it very clear he will not bring Meghan, Archie and Lilibet to the UK without proper protection. He fought in court for the right to pay for that security, and he lost. The Home Office told him no. And now the tabloids act like this is his fault, like he's being difficult, like he's entitled. No, this is a husband and father protecting his family. What kind of man would he be if he exposed Meghan and his children to unnecessary danger just to satisfy the British press with a photo op? He is standing firm, and I respect him for that. And what about Meghan? Oh, the tabloids love to throw her name in these articles, don't they? They frame it as if her absence would be a scandal, as if she doesn't care, as if she hasn't supported Harry every step of the way. But let's remind them of reality. Meghan has been there. Toronto, The Hague, Dusseldorf, Canada. She sits with veterans' families, she talks to women in the armed forces, she uplifts children, and she always brings warmth and grace. Her presence is not a distraction, it's a blessing. And together she and Harry represent something the palace cannot stand, a new model of royalty based on service and compassion, not empty pageantry. Now let's address the hypocrisy straight on. One of these so-called insiders actually said it was worrying that such a worthy event seems to be used for PR purposes. Excuse me, that's pure projection. The only people worried about PR are the royals who suddenly want to swoop in now that Invictus is a global success. Where were they 10 years ago? Where were they when Harry was hustling for funding, travelling to host countries and putting in the work? They weren't there. They didn't care. They only care now because it shines without them, and they can't handle being sidelined. Let's also point out how the tabloids love to tie Harry's popularity in the UK to Invictus. They say his reputation has nosedived. And maybe in the UK, among certain circles fed on tabloid lies, his popularity has taken a hit. But guess what? Invictus was never about the UK's approval. Invictus is international. Veterans from 20-plus nations don't care about the Daily Mail's polls. They care about healing, about dignity, about representation, and Harry provides that. The palace never did. And then they dare to suggest that Harry is divisive in the armed forces. That's a joke. This is the man who did 2 tours in Afghanistan, who flew missions, who was on the front line. The man who founded Invictus, because he knew that not all wounds are visible. Meanwhile, some of these senior royals play dress-up in military uniforms, collecting honorary titles, and they think they can outshine him at Invictus. Veterans know the difference between service and cosplay. Harry is authentic. They are not. Family, let's be clear, the palace and the press cannot stand that Harry and Meghan thrive outside of their control. Invictus proves that you don't need a crown to change the world. That's why they attack him. That's why they float these replacement stories. But here's the truth. Prince Harry cannot be replaced at Invictus. They can send whoever they want, but they will never have the respect, the trust, or the authenticity that Harry has. Harry and Meghan are proof that legacy is built by purpose, not by titles. The games will continue to flourish, not because of palace approval, but because they are rooted in humanity, in compassion, and in authentic service. That is something no crown can buy. So family, let's not be fooled by these headlines. This is nothing more than another attempt to erase Harry's achievements and repackage them as palace PR. We won't let them. We see through it. We know the truth. Harry built Invictus. Harry is Invictus. And Meghan is his partner in service, standing right there with him. The rest is noise. Royal family prepared to step in for Prince Harry at Invictus Games Royal. Family members are prepared to step in for Prince Harry at the Invictus Games in the UK if a new royal patron is needed, according to a source close to the monarchy. Vertical bar, Getty, by Svar Nanan Sen, published May 9, 2025, 10:29, updated 05/09/2025. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended this year's Invictus Games together in Canada Royal. Family members are prepared to step in for Prince Harry at the Invictus Games in the UK if a new royal patron is needed, according to a source close to the monarchy. The Duke of Sussex founded the sporting competition in 2014 and last year celebrated its 10th anniversary with an event at St Paul's Cathedral in London. However, Prince Harry rarely returns to the country of his birth and has not been back since he lost his court appeal over his security provision in May 2025. Following the defeat, the Duke of Sussex said he would not bring his wife and children to the UK with the current level of security provided to his family. It has cast doubt over whether Meghan Markle, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet will attend the Invictus Games in Birmingham in 2027. An insider close to the monarchy has said that if Prince Harry also opts not to attend the sporting competition, the royal family will put forward a member of the firm to replace him as patron of the Invictus Games. They told the Mail, if Harry were to resign as patron of Invictus, I'm sure they would have no trouble finding a new royal patron. It comes as some with links to the Invictus Games feel that the Duke of Sussex should step away from his role as patron of the organisation due to his divisive reputation in the UK. Prince Harry rarely returns to the country of his birth and has not been back since he lost his court appeal over his security provision in May 2025. Vertical bar Reuters. Prince Harry stepped down as a working royal in 2020 and is no longer on speaking terms with senior members of the monarchy. The Duke of Sussex's popularity in the UK has also nosedived over the last 5 years. A source close to the Invictus Games Foundation said, the Duke has become an increasingly divisive figure, particularly in the armed forces, and that is not good for Invictus. We are all about bringing people together and inspiring those who have suffered hardship. Now Invictus is firmly established, it might be better if the Duke took a step back. They added, it is worrying that such a worthy event seems to be used for PR, public relations purposes. Normally senior members of the royal family would want to attend. It goes without saying that they support the forces to the hilt, so it would be unfortunate if they felt unable to because of Harry's presence. Prince Harry stepped down as a working royal in 2020 and is no longer on speaking terms with senior members of the monarchy. And as always, family, thank you for rocking with the Royal Sussex Squad, for standing up for Harry and Meghan, and for cutting through the lies with us. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the family. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so through Super Thanks. It helps us keep bringing the truth loud and clear. Until next time, family, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep standing strong for Harry and Meghan.